On behalf of the Greater Western Ohio Conference, we'd like to welcome you to Fairmont High School. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country with freedoms like no other. In order to honor America and in respect for all who have served our country to defend our freedoms, we ask you to stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Kimberly Ship. After graduation, Megan plans to attend Sinclair Community College, then transfer to the University of Cincinnati to major in early childhood education with a minor in psychology. Taylor Warren, escorted by her parents, Matt and Delana, and sister Sarah. After graduation, Taylor plans to study nursing at Sinclair Community College. Ladies and gentlemen, your senior varsity basketball cheerleaders. At this time, introducing your senior Firebird basketball players. Number 0, Ryan Hall. A point guard and shooting guard, escorted by parents Kenny and Laura and brothers Brandon and Jordan. After graduation, Ryan plans to attend a 4-year college to earn a bachelor's degree in sports marketing while playing competitive college basketball. Number 2, Kellen Bohenick. A shooting guard, escorted by parents Jim and Mary, and brother Graham and sister Shay. After graduation, Kellen plans to play college basketball while majoring in accounting or finance. Number 5, Jesse Relaford. A point guard and shooting guard, escorted by parents Dale and Kim and brother Sean. After graduation, Jesse has committed to playing baseball for Urbana University while majoring in education to become a high school teacher. Number 14, Deshaun Brown. A center, escorted by his mom, Sherika, and sister, Jemiah. After graduation, Deshaun plans to continue playing basketball at the college level. Our last senior of the night is our team manager, Cole Rigglesworth. Escorted by his parents, Scott and Liz, and brother Aiden. After graduation, Cole plans to further his education at Centerville University. A big round of applause for these outstanding student athletes. On behalf of the Kettering community, Kettering City Schools, and the Fairmont Athletic Department, we wish you the very best in all of your future endeavors. Go Firebirds! Fairmont High School, through its athletic department and the Greater Western Ohio Conference, extends to each of you a cordial welcome to Trent Arena. Now introducing the starters, beginning with the visiting team, the Elks of Centerville High School. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 0, Ryan Marshall. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 3, Matt Pierce. At forward, a 6'9" junior, number 5, Mo Jai. At forward, a 6-foot senior, number 11, Keba Archamalo. And at guard, a 6'2" senior, number 24, Davis Muma. The Elks are coached by Brooke Cups, with assistant coaches Rex Brooking, Stephen Gallagher, and Eric Spurt. And now, the starting lineup for your Fairmont Firebirds. At guard, a 6'4" senior, number 0, Ryan Hall. At guard, a 6'4" senior, number 2, Kellen Bohannick. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 4, Andre O'Daniel. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 5, Jesse Relaford. And the man in the middle, 6'6" senior, number 14, Deshaun Brown. The Firebirds are coached by Blair Albright, with assistant coaches Matt Adams, Julian Grasso, and Jared Stonecat.
All right, we are here back for the varsity cap. It's Fairmont versus Centerville. So who knows what we're in store for? Jared Bergstrom and Jeff Allen bringing it, you call once again. Jeff, quick player, who do you watch out for tonight for the Firebirds first?
I'm definitely going to take Andre O'Daniel. I know that it's senior night. I know that Kellen Bohannick and Ryan Hall have been forces all season, but O'Daniel seems to be the X factor at that point guard spot. The great perimeter defender, great catalyst, and all around great leader.
And my player to watch for the Elks is definitely going to be the one that just had the ball, number 0, Ryan Marshall. He has been a contributing factor all throughout the whole season, all game for the Elks. Actually had the game winner a few weeks ago against, I believe it was Northmont, and Centerville starts this game with a turnover.
And Jared, that is gigantic, causing disruption to Mo Jai down low. He had 17 against the Firebirds last game, 8 of 11. So if they can be physical with him and allow him to be disrupted, then I think it's going to be a great outcome for the Firebirds.
Deshaun Brown gives it back to the give and go on Ryan Hall, and he's going to reset, guarded by Marshall. Relaford looks confused for a second, gives it off to O'Daniel.
Very spaced out are the Firebirds.
O'Daniel guarded by Pierce, gives it over back to Hall.
That is not good for Davis Muma.
Gives it over.
Oh, Deshaun Brown.
No intentions on that pass going to him. It was going to the wide open Bohannick, but he just put his hands up instinctively.
Yeah, he didn't even know it, but he just caused them an open 3 right there.
Jesse Relaford with the tight defense on Marshall. Pulls up from the free throw line. Shot's no good. And the board goes to Kellen Bohannick.
And Centerville, so strategic and conservative. It's hard to get past them. But Firebirds have such a dynamic offense. They're second in field goal percentage in GWalk, second in three-point field goal percentage, and third in assists, Jared.
Well, this Centerville Elks team is coming off of, they're on a 9-game winning streak, and a travel will be called against the Firebirds. And in that 9-game winning streak, they beat Springfield at Springfield, ended the game on a 16-0 run.
It's so impressive. And Ryan Marshall and Jason Sneed, in particular, during this 9-game run, have been the huge X factors for Centerville.
And really, I think the momentum really shifted for the Elks in a positive momentum as they're flying to the hoop game they played here. It was against like the number 7 team in the Florida, or number 7 team out of Florida. The weather caused havoc, and they weren't even supposed to play them, and they found out like not even a full day before, and they came in and just dominated them in the second half, ended up winning by like 17, I think, and really that put a spark in them. And really, when you can do what only 4 other teams have done against Springfield and just dominate them on their home court like that.
Well, in the age of athletic explosiveness and three-pointers, Jared, Centerville just plays great basketball.
Ryan Hall forces a turnover. Ryan Hall's going to drive to the paint.
With 2 men on him, grabs his own offensive rebound and misses it. Not often we see that type of inefficiency from Ryan Hall. 53% on the season from the field.
We're going to blame that one on senior night jitters. First shot attempt for the game for the senior. He's going to have to mind himself and control it.
Matt Pierce a kick out to Archimalo. And they're going to be circling the perimeter. Centerville trying to find some type of spacing.
Marshall down low to Archimialo, and he is fouled.
And the crowd had a really negative reaction to that one, but I think there was contact made on that play, no doubt, Jared. Definitely a foul in my eyes, and that puts Archimalo on the line for the first free throw opportunities of the game.
He's a 56% free throw shooter.
And he is looking straight into that loud crowd, and he misses the first one.
That's something, that's where you don't want to be standing if you're the visiting team, is staring the loud crowd right in the face.
And the Elks are going to be facing a hectic environment tonight, no doubt about that.
Here's a replay at that,
and Fairmont so far doing a great job of covering their zones. And here you see master charge taker Chris Thompson come in the game.
Oh, him and Chris Thompson and Deshaun Brown are going to be, there's a lot of moving shifts between them, especially over the last couple games. I've noticed that the Firebirds switch those 2 in and out a lot.
And they have the same role almost, Jared. It's just hold down the post.
It's like, Brown, it seems like Thompson goes in for defense. Bohennick's going to shoot the wide open 3.
Perfect design, but just off. And Centerville is going to take those when they can get them. Ryan Marshall kick over to Muma in the corner.
His 3's no good. O'Daniel tracks down the rebound.
Excellent opportunity and good job by O'Daniel boxing out G.
Kicks over to Rutherford in the paint, and a charge is called against O'Daniel.
Good call, great hustle by Archimalo, getting the ball back in Elks possession.
And that's something Fairmont they have got to do better on. I mean, they had Mo G was at the end of the Firebirds bench when he was trying to go for that rebound. It was 5-on-4 without the big man in the paint.
Andre O'Daniel all over Ryan Marshall.
Marshall gives it off to G, kicks it out. Mumal thought about the 3. Marshall will shoot the 3. No
I thought
good.
That was a travel by Jai, but instead it will be a miss from Centerville and will be Fairmont ball. Great defense by both squads so far.
And now Fairmont's going to go small, bringing in the freshman, number 12, Anthony Johnson.
He brings a lot of quickness to this. And I haven't seen Johnson, O'Daniel, and Hall out there at the same time. 3 main ball handlers. 1-on-1 against Jai. Johnson has it.
He's going to dribble out and
giving Johnson a lot of space.
And Jai's just going to stay right in the paint. Backdoor to O'Daniel. O'Daniel kicks out to Johnson. He's going to shoot the 3, and he drills it for the first points of the game.
Very confused by their defensive approach there, Jared. They attached Jai to Johnson, but kept him in the paint at the same time. That's a 4-on-5 on the perimeter right there.
And now here come the battles in between the game. It's the student section battle. Jai down low, guarded by Johnson, and
I thought that was an offensive foul there almost. But
Rutherford up court, left wide open. Bad transition by the Elks.
Great fast break there by the Firebirds. And G almost got the basket. Excuse me, Jai. It's great how they haven't. It's great for the Firebirds how they haven't allowed Jai to take over this game.
And at some point, I mean, when Fairmont's switching like that, you've got to, don't put Johnson on it. Marshall pulls up from the free throw line. His shot's no good. Jai with the rebound. And the slam put
goodness.
back.
Mo Jai, so intimidating, the 6'10", lengthy presence.
Hall comes up with the rebound, gives it off to Relaford. He's going to shoot the three. He drills the three.
Senior Jesse Relaford getting the crowd into it early. That sends the Firebirds up by 3 early.
Relaford has 5 early points.
And they're rotating very quickly in and out of zones. This defense is kind of starting to work for the Firebirds.
Cross court, Pierce is going to shoot a three. He answers back with one of his own.
Fantastic offense by the Elks there, spacing it out, using the zone against them.
Johnson's going to run in, gives it off to Relaford.
And you see you got interchangeable defenders on Jai in that zone.
And really, I don't think he really knows what to do. He's just going to stand in the corner. O'Daniel's going to shoot a three. It's no good. And Pierce comes up with the rebound. Moomaw cross court that was Ballard cross court to Moomaw. Ballard shoots the three.
And great box out by Anthony Johnson, giving it all he has and coming away with the board.
Bohenick, no shot, and they're going to call the spot foul. But let's go back and take a look at that replay. How do you let the 5'8" Anthony Johnson, well, I think I looked at the wrong one. Yeah, 5'8" Anthony Johnson boxes out the 6'9" Mo G.
There's Johnson's three.
Oh, he took an elbow to the face, it looked like, on that one. But watch. No, that's not either. No, that was the thunderous putback dunk.
Bohenick at the top of the key, kicks back out to Relaford. And Hall now.
Bohenick drives in. Bohenick gets the floater to fall.
Oh, wow, so graceful.
Silky smooth as Bohenick gets on the board for the first time tonight.
You see Caleb Mitchell in the game. He has been a game changer for the Elks at times. And last game he dropped 15 against the Firebirds.
Ballard kicks it over to Marshall.
Jason Sneed also in the corner.
Back to Ballard. Marshall's going to shoot the three. It hits the iron, no good. Deshaun Brown with the rebound. And I think they're going to tag Archie Miala with the foul.
And it all comes back. The very fundamentally solid box out by senior Deshaun Brown.
And that was a big box out. I mean, that was way away from the rim.
You're going to see Relaford inbound it now. And interesting enough to see the evolution of Ryan Hall's initial play versus Centerville. Last time he tried to take over the game and a lot of possessions.
Bohenick shoots the three. No good.
And I haven't seen Ryan Hall single-handedly trying to take a possession into his hands yet this game.
Well, he missed those 2 layups right there at the beginning of the game. Maybe he decided to take himself out. Maybe he's going to play, maybe not the scoring dominant like he does most of the time, and maybe more of a felicitator on the court.
Let's see if he takes over the game, kind of lets it come to him.
48 seconds left. Ballard kicks it over to Sneed.
Good job by Fairmont to guard their kicks around the perimeter. Mitchell trying to get it inside, bodied out by Brown. And they reset again.
35 seconds left. Pierce kicks it back over to Ballard. Down out to Sneed in the corner.
Rotation really halting the spacing here for Centerville. Mitchell driving.
Kicks it out, Pierce.
Almost
17 seconds
gets it
left.
in the corner.
And now you hear the Firebird or the loud crowd come alive.
And Centerville is going to try to hold for the last shot of the first quarter here.
8 seconds. Caleb Hall trying to get the turnover.
Caleb Hall all
Jump
over the ball
in favor of the Firebirds, and they'll get the last shot.
And how about the hustle from Caleb Hall, junior role player. Gets on the floor and gets dirty.
4.8 seconds left in the quarter.
Relaford with the inbound now.
Gets it to Hall. Hall screens Mitchell. Hall drives in. Circus shot, no good. Blocked by Ballard.
And fantastic defense by Centerville's Ryan Ballard, who just checks in. See the punishing screen by Deshaun Brown, 240-pound frame.
Mitchell will feel that one in the morning.
But beautiful timing by number 12, Ryan Ballard. Pretty exciting kickoff to this game, Jared. Back and forth exchanges. Took both teams a while to get going, but now seeing very good fundamental basketball so far.
Yeah, 10-8 going into the second quarter. Kind of what we expected, but I wasn't really expecting Relaford to kind of be the one to take control of that quarter, scoring 5 points on 2 of 2 shooting.
Well, there's a lot of hustle. In my opinion, this is probably the biggest regular season game for both teams, Jared, and they're playing like it.
Yeah, this one is definitely going to have a lot of tournament implications on this one. I mean, the selection show is Sunday for boys tournament draw, and right now, I mean, both of these teams are playing. I mean, you got Springfield is out there. They've kind of elevated. I mean, well, Centerville had that game with them, and Fairmont still plays them the second time later on next week. But, I mean, it's one of these teams could probably be the 2 or 3 seed of the tournament, depending on which one goes out tonight.
Well, here in the first quarter, we definitely saw the atmosphere, saw the attitude, and we saw both teams implementing their systems. We'll see how this second quarter goes as we kick it off with Centerville Elks ball.
Sneed kicks it back to, I believe that's Mitchell, and Mitchell traveled.
He slid his pivot just a little bit when he stopped. A pretty huge turnover to kick off his second quarter. O'Daniel on the inbound, Bohinnick and Hall up to receive it, and it'll go back to O'Daniel.
O'Daniel guarded by Pierce. O'Daniel almost lost it looked like. And the ball's going to stay with the Firebirds, but it almost looked like Mitchell went through Hall to get to the ball. 2
fortunate events in a row. Almost a Centerville steal, but before that, O'Daniel pushed off.
Yeah. O'Daniel inbounds through Hall.
You see Mitchell step up on him.
Deshaun screens him. Hall gives it down low to Relaford.
And they reset it.
Yep.
Calls for the screen.
Brown.
6'6" Brown.
No, Mitchell gets around the screen from Brown, though. O'Daniel going to drive in.
Oh, showing a little razzle
gives
dazzle.
It out to Relaford.
Relaford again from the corner, pulls it.
And he drills it.
A little Jack Hendricks throwback for you there. Spot up in the corner.
Relaford now has 8 points in the game, 2 for 2 from behind the arc.
It could end up being the seniors' biggest night here in a gigantic game.
Relaford picks up Pierce about half court.
They're keeping the pressure on Jai.
Sneed drives baseline, loses it out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Elks.
Great help defense. As you see, Kellen Bohinnick's going to seal off the rest of the court, force some baseline right into Deshaun Brown, and that's a staple of this Blair Albright defense. They love to force people into the corner, force them into critical, poor decisions. And Ballard gets the ball, and he's going to kick it around the perimeter. Sneed will end up driving baseline, but gets fouled by O'Daniel.
That'll be O'Daniel's second foul.
And that could end up being big for the rest of the game, as the only 2 Firebirds with fouls are Ryan Hall and Andre O'Daniel.
And kind of surprising, Albright doesn't go to the bench here to take O'Daniel out. Sneed gets it in the corner, thought about the 3, and is going to give it back to Ballard.
Jai in the high post, sets a screen.
Kick over in the corner, that was Sneed. I didn't even see Sneed get over to the corner. And
Mo Jai dominantly grabbing the rebound and then putting it back up. And still leaving his fingerprints in this game. And they're trying to keep him out. They forced him up high. He set a screen. And after the basket, they tried to box him out, but he is just so long. His strides, he just leaps around, goes over Bohinnick, brings it around over Bohinnick, just takes it back in. And sometimes that's just unstoppable, Jared. You literally have no one on your team that can possibly stop that. The only thing I can possibly think of is getting Deshaun Brown down there one-on-one and constantly putting body on him for the rest of the game.
Brown's going to have to get in between Jai and the net.
Well, I don't think Jai's ever seen major physicality like this. And so I feel like if Deshaun Brown opposes his force on him this entire game, it could be a rough ending for the Centerville Elks. Ryan Hall will take the ball up court for the Firebirds now. Seen some good communication from Centerville throughout the night.
Hall guarded by Sneed in the corner.
A good choice not to take it towards Jai on the baseline. Let the defense.
I don't know. I think that's something. I mean, we've covered the Centerville quite a few times this year on the boys' side. I think that's something teams almost psych themselves out of, not driving on Jai.
And Jared, this is a very intriguing strategy as you see Ryan Hall just putting his lips together, saying, come get it. It's 13-10. Fairmont has the ball.
5:25 left in the second quarter.
I've never seen this from the Firebirds before. There we go. Centerville coming with some pressure. And that's something you want to watch against Ryan Hall, because he'll draw Jai in and kick it out for a three very easily, averaging just under 5 assists a game.
I think that's what Fairmont was trying to do, is just try and get Jai out of the paint. And now you got Brown on the outside of the arc.
Bohenick driving.
Bohenick high off the glass. Brown. Bohenick with the rebound.
And great box out by Matt Pierce.
Cross court to Hall. And Hall kicks it out to O'Daniel.
And they reset once again. They've had the ball for almost a minute and 20 seconds now, Jared.
Hall dribbles back out, guarded by Ballard.
Back and forth, they are just letting points
Hall
come to them.
calls for the screen. Brown, Hall drives in, kicks it out to O'Daniel. O'Daniel's going to drive in. Gets the circus shot, not to fall, but what a way to get it off.
Deshaun Brown keeps on hustling.
And it's going to stay with the Firebirds.
Wow. And great effort by Ryan Ballard in the Elks uniform to almost get that.
He stopped. He thought it went off of one of the Firebirds.
Interesting. But it'll be Firebird ball.
You're going to see Caleb Hall check into the game now for O'Daniel for the Firebirds.
And they'll continue this exhausting possession.
Inbound to Bohenick, gives it over to Hall. Hall's going to shoot a three. Hall falls down, and I think they called the foul. Or no, they called a foul on against Fairmont.
I feel like that's Deshaun Brown. Yeah, I feel like they called him over the back probably.
I think that's about the only way you're going to get a rebound away from G.
A good job by Centerville, persevering, hanging in that possession. Not getting too urgent. It's only the second quarter. They took their time and played the correct defense.
Cross court to Ballard. Ballard's going to drive baseline. And Brown, I think he twisted his ankle, it looks like, and I think he's going to pick up his second foul.
And you see Blair Albright giving it to the coaches, giving it to the refs on the sideline, as usual.
And the ref backs him up.
Ryan Ballard in. Misses his first free throw, but he's came in and given some solid play.
Albright is still giving that ref an earful. And Albright wisely walks to the end of the bench.
So Elks 1 of 2 there. Only down by 2 now. 4 minutes left in this second quarter.
Let's see if the Firebirds try and take another minute off the clock or if they try and get something going. Bohenick's going to shoot a deep three. Bohenick drills a deep three. Bohenick has 5 in the game now.
Smooth execution. Kellen Bohenick shooting 41% from 3 on the season.
Sneed drives in and gets it despite the contact from Brown.
And there's that X factor. Jason Sneed shooting 50% from the season, averaging almost 8 points.
Bohenick guarded by Sneed. Bohenick almost got the drive on him. Relaford's going to drive in, kicks it out to Hall. And again, Fairmont is going to reset deep. He's going to drive in, gets Najee in the air, and they're going to call him for the block on G.
Great job of selling it there He drew that foul single-handedly.
He got him in the air, and that's all. I mean, that's the only way you can try and get in on this Elks team.
Well, you see him hesitate and slowly go into Jai's body. Nice job by the replay crew to slow it down there. Ryan Hall cashes in on the first free throw. And you see the physics of a foul are so confusing sometimes, but it is what it is. We've seen players literally be artists just off of drawing fouls. Not naming any names or beards. Ballard driving now. Hesitates. Tries to get inside.
And they called him for a travel.
He's going to travel. Unfortunate series of events for Centerville here.
I feel like he wanted to call somebody out in the NBA for that one.
Ryan Hall taking his time with a nice Fairmont lead of 5 points.
And now that he has his first points of the game, I'm going to look for Hall to put the gas on the pedal, and he's going to drive into the paint and get the bucket to fall. He finishes the sentence for me. He's going to start attacking as the Firebirds stretch the lead to 7.
And that type of athleticism is dazzling, and that's what's drawing college scouts to this kid. Ryan Hall averaging almost 19 points a game, almost 7 rebounds a game, and almost 5 assists. Had a great season. There we go, almost hit a 3. Jason Sneed just off. Good job getting back on defense,
Relaford 3 in the other corner, answers back with another one. The senior is 3 for 3 from behind the arc and has 11 points in the game.
And he is lighting it up tonight, Jared, enjoying every single moment of his last game against Centerville. And there you see the Ryan Hall take before this beautiful Jesse Relaford 3 straight in. And wow, is he getting the crowd into it. They love it.
Centerville calls a timeout as Fairmont stretched the lead to 10.
And what people don't realize is Jesse Relaford is such an essential part of this Fairmont offense.
Yes.
He creates so much spacing and deception.
He comes into the game averaging only 6.3 points a game. The senior has 11 points in the first half, 3 for 3 from behind the arc. I don't know what his career high is, but I'm assuming he's probably already close to it.
He's efficient. He was a very valuable piece of that junior varsity squad a couple years ago, but now he is really making a name for himself. He's a nice part of this Fairmont Firebirds squad.
And what a lot of people might not realize is that Hall, O'Daniel, and Relaford were all on the same JV squad at one point. I mean, actually, you could say both Halls. Caleb Hall was there, too, as a freshman. And Centerville's going to bring the ball up the court now.
Brook Cup squad is going to come out here down by 10. I would say looking for an answer, but we know Centerville, most of the time, they have an answer somewhere stashed.
Cups has a few plays drawn up just that he's going to say, okay, we're down 10 and haven't hit a shot for a few rows or a few trips. We're going to come down and hit this and going to make it.
It's such a fantastic program up and down.
And that's one of them. You're just going to drive in with Archie Mialo. Or no, that was Mitchell, sorry.
He just uses his athleticism there, goes straight into Deshaun Brown, forcing him to do nothing but put his arms up.
And really, Brown really can't try and contest that shot as he already has 2 fouls.
Yeah, exactly.
Bohenick drives, kicks it out to Hall, and again, Fairmont's going to reset. Relaford shoots another 3.
Way.
4 for 4 is Jesse Relaford from behind the arc, and there's a foul. So he's going to go to the line for a 4-point play.
Unconscious. Can you say senior night?
Relaford with 14 points in the game, and he's going to the line for a 4-point play.
It's such a fun night it can be. Senior night, Jesse Relaford hitting every single look. And it's so good for nights like these to be capitalized upon by nice, hard-working kids like this.
Yeah, Relaford puts in the work in training and all the time. And I think Chris Thompson's going to be called for a foul, and he better not stare at the ref like that again.
And he's a really ideal piece of this Blair Albright system.
He's developed, between us, he's developed the name Charge King. He comes in. If they kept stats on that, he probably averages 3 charges a game that he takes.
I think he would lead the league. I don't have much exposure to all GWOC basketball, but I just have a feeling. Ryan Ballard at the top of the key gets the pass off, and you see Jared, though they're playing zone, they are not letting any space.
Turnover.
That's a jump ball.
And it's going to be in favor of Fairmont.
Wow. The heart of these kids tonight. I don't know if it's home arena, but Fairmont had something in the water.
And now you hear the student section of the Firebirds calling out the Elks student section. Centerville not really having a lot to cheer about so far, only scoring 7 points this quarter.
I don't think Fairmont should get too excited. It's his program.
Centerville is definitely a second-half team.
They can stifle momentum in 3 possessions with the type of discipline that they have.
Cups knows how to rechange at halftime and regroup.
And that's one of the most important attributes to a coach. I said that over and over again, and I'll reiterate it.
It's not like the Elks have won 9 games in a row against easy teams either. So, I mean, Cups knows what he's doing. Down, Hall's going to drive in, kicks it to Johnson in the corner. 20 seconds left in the half.
Trying to re-separate the offense here. Get a little spacing. Bohannon.
Johnson is wide open in the corner. I don't know if Bohannon realizes it.
Mitchell sees it.
Hall loses it, kicks it over Relaford.
Relaford again.
Relaford is 5 for 5.
Oh my goodness. Going in to the second half with a huge burst.
And Matt Pierce almost gets the half-court shot to fall. And there you go. Look at the Firebird student section getting behind the seniors tonight. Relaford 5 for 5 from behind the field.
And on February 8th, 2019, it was Relaford Arena. 29-15, the Firebirds surge into the second half.
Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame. John Roberson. A 1928 Fairmont Dragon graduate, John Roberson was an outstanding athlete who helped set the standard for excellence in Fairmont sports nearly a century ago. John starred on the basketball and track teams, serving as a captain of the Fairmont track team his second year. At Fairmont, John was a 2-time state champion in the 110 high hurdles, helping guide the team to its first ever state championship in 1927. To this day, John is the only Fairmont track athlete to win first place twice in a state championship meet. In 1928, John never lost a race in his specialty, the 120-yard high hurdles. John went on to set numerous city, county, district, and state records in hurdle races during his illustrious track career. Ladies and gentlemen, 2019 Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, John Roberson. Bob Withrow. A 1965 Fairmont West Dragon graduate, Bob Withrow earned 5 varsity letters during his athletic career, 2 in basketball, 2 in football, and 1 in track. Bob was a star on the Dragon basketball team that was the 1965 Western Ohio League champions. Bob was known for being a relentless defender, always assigned to guarding the best offensive player on the opposing team. In football, Bob was a 2-year starter and served as an integral part of the 1963 Dragon team that won the Miami Valley League. As a Dragon football player, Bob was honored as first team All-WOL, All-Dayton Daily News, and All-Southwest Ohio. After graduation, Bob accepted a full football scholarship to East Carolina University. Bob later went on to become a high school football coach in Florida and was named the Florida Football Coach of the Year in 1995, guiding his Sandalwood Saints football team to an undefeated record and a number 4 in the nation ranking by USA Today. Ladies and gentlemen, 2019 Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Bob Withrow. Diane Peanut Burns. A 1979 Fairmont East Falcon graduate, Diane Peanut Burns earned 5 varsity letters during her athletic career, 2 in basketball, 2 in softball and 1 in volleyball. As a senior on the Falcon volleyball team, Diane was named the team MVP, first team All-WOL, and co-most valuable player of the WOL. In basketball, Diane was co-captain of the Lady Falcons, third team WOL, and the team's leading scorer. As a member of the Falcons softball team, Diane helped guide the team to back-to-back WOL championships her junior and senior year. She was named Team MVP her junior and senior year, first team WOL, and most valuable player of the WOL. As a Falcons pitcher, she never lost a regular season game, going 23-0. In 1979, Diane was named the Fairmont East Athlete of the Year. After graduation, Diane earned a scholarship to play softball at Lincoln Memorial University, where she earned 4 softball letters and went to the NAIA Softball Championships 3 times. After college, Diane went to coach softball, volleyball, and basketball at the high school and collegiate levels. Ladies and gentlemen, 2019 Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Diane Peanut Burns. Coach Jerry Neff. Accepting his award are Coach Neff's daughter, Julie Neff Thompson, and his son, Doug Neff. Coach Jerry Neff began his professional career at the University of Dayton and as an educator with Miamisburg City Schools. In 1968, he accepted a mathematics teaching position at Fairmont West, where he taught mathematics and coached volleyball and basketball. Coach Neff led the girls volleyball team for 7 seasons, posting a career winning percentage of 87%, going 141-21 over that period of time. His teams won 4 WOL championships and were undefeated in league play in 1980 and 1984. Coach Neff was named the WOL Volleyball Coach of the Year in 1982. In addition to coaching volleyball, Coach Neff led the Fairmont softball team from 1980 to 1983, posting an 80% winning percentage, compiling a record of 64-16. His 1983 softball team were WOL and district champions and regional runner-ups. After his illustrious coaching career at Fairmont, Coach Neff went on to coach volleyball at Wilmington College. Sadly, Coach Neff passed away in October 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, 2019 Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Jerry Neff. Todd Rich. A 1990 Fairmont Firebird graduate, Todd Rich earned 4 varsity letters in tennis during his high school athletic career. In his freshman year, Todd played singles and was the team's most valuable player, making the all-area team. He repeated as MVP and all-area his sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. During his junior and senior seasons, Todd qualified for the Ohio State Tennis Championships, where he advanced to the Final 8. Todd is the current boys tennis record holder for most career single matches won, 99, and most singles matches won in a season, 30, set during Todd's senior season. Longtime Kettering Fairmont tennis coach Tim Vogeley has said that Todd Rich was the best male tennis player he ever coached over his career. After graduation, Todd attended college at Duke University, where he played 4 years of club tennis and competed against other ACC schools in regional tournaments. After college, Todd began a career in corporate finance with U.S. Bank in Cincinnati and went on to receive his MBA from Carnegie Mellon in 1998. Currently, Todd is a volunteer on the finance committee for the Western and Southern Pro Tennis Tournament in Mason, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, 2019 Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Todd Rich. Mark Albin. A 2002 Fairmont Firebird graduate, Mark earned 9 varsity letters during his high school career, 4 in wrestling, 4 in cross country, and 1 in track. During his standout wrestling career, Mark was a 3-time district qualifier, a 2-time conference champion, a district champion, sectional champion, and state qualifier his senior year, where he placed 4th at the Ohio State High School Wrestling Championships. Currently, Mark is 3rd all-time in career wins and takedowns and 5th all-time in career pins. Current Firebird Wrestling coach Frank Baxter said that while Mark wrestled, he led our program by example, respected others, and outworked everyone on our team. Mark is one of the 3 finest wrestlers I have ever coached in my years at Fairmont. Mark also starred on the cross-country team where he won the Sportsmanship Award in 1999 and the Coaches Award in 2001. After graduation, Mark attended Purdue University and majored in computer science. Mark then went on to earn his master's degree from the University of Texas and currently resides in San Antonio, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, 2019 Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Mark Albin. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 class of the Fairmont Athletic Hall of Fame.
All right, welcome back to Trent Arena for tonight's second half of our MVCC Varsity Game of the Week. Fairmont is currently leading the Elks by 14, 29-15, and really the star player of the game so far is senior Jesse Relaford.
He has been ridiculous, white hot, Jared, and the Elks need to play this very carefully. This is a very dangerous game. If they take kind of like a box one approach and put one guy on Relaford, you're still leaving 2 of the best scorers in GWalk to themselves.
Yeah, between Hall and Bohinnick.
But if
Moomal shoots a 3, it's no good.
Great separation and then great hustle by Centerville. Archimalo coming away with the offensive board, but still ends up in Fairmont's hands. But if you take the approach and you don't show any special attention to Relaford,
he's going to light him up like he has so far.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to break fire unless they show him an overwhelming physical presence.
17 points right now is a pretty overwhelming presence right now on the court.
It has been an astounding game for the seniors, soaking up every moment of
5 from 5 behind the arc. Ryan Hall cross-court pass. And they say it's going to stay or go back to the Elks. Let's see if we have a replay of that.
Did not see Relaford touch it the last time, but I assume he did. There was no argument, and it will be Elks ball. Solid defense from Centerville. And they have to get something going other than Jai's production. And they've even done a good job on Jai, so Archimalo open from mid-range.
Shot's no good, gets the rebound, drives in. Shot off the glass, no, but a blocking foul called against Kellen Bohinnick.
Thought he was set there, but nonetheless, Archimalo needs to open up his eyes. There's a wide open man on the block there. A little bit of tunnel vision after the offensive board, but great hustle by number 11. No doubt about that. And Firebirds just need to keep playing their offense. It's been working. And not only Jesse Relaford, but the other guys around him have allowed him to get such wide open looks. Like great ball movement. Archimalo clinches the first one. And being behind to a team that is so evenly matched.
Look at the box
with
out by
you.
Deshaun Brown on that free throw. Up to Brown.
Great job to even tip that ball. Tried to keep it back in, but can't do it. Good defense by Centerville. Beat their ball again. And here we go, Relaford up on Marshall now.
Marshall has 4 points, was held scoreless for a lot of the first and most of the second quarter. Mitchell kicks it out to Pierce.
That was close to a turnover.
If Caleb Hall had been turned around, Moomal shoots a three, drills it.
And they find a weakness in the Firebird rotation. Great recognition by the Elks defense. By the Elks offense, excuse me. Bohinnick taking it down now. Looking over to Hall to scan the D.
Caleb Hall kicks it over to Bohinnick. Relaford calling for it, wide open in the corner. Bohinnick drives, shot off the glass, no good. Brown, they're gonna say an offensive foul on Brown.
Over the back, he pushed a little bit as he went up for that rebound. And you saw Relaford explaining what he did to Deshaun Brown.
And now into the game comes Chris Thompson. Brown's gonna go to the bench with 3 fouls.
And all you're losing is a little athleticism, but Chris Thompson is the more disciplined player when it comes down to it. Very fundamentally sharp.
Moomal drives in, kicks it out to Mitchell.
Jai, they try to get it to him. Bohinnick with the deflection. And how about the hustle from the seniors? Bohinnick and Hall making the turnover happen.
Up court to Caleb Hall. Caleb Hall shot off the glass, no.
And missed the opportunity for an open Relaford jumper.
Marshall drives in. Marshall stops, drops, doesn't get it.
And Jai almost has a huge
He was there for another dunk.
putback.
Up court to Relaford. Relaford is fouled on the way up, so he'll go to the line for 2.
And he draws the foul, and I would be looking for number 5 all night. They've already missed him on one look. The Caleb Hall layup in transition that was contested, but
foul was on number 3, Matt Pierce.
Good job by Centerville coming out, slowing it down, not getting too ahead of themselves and playing one possession at a time. And haven't seen any significant changes in their play, which is really encouraging by Brooke Cups. That means he went in there and said, we're going to do this a little differently, we're going to do this a little differently, but
we're still going to play what we came in designed to play.
Take pride in what you do.
Now you're going to see, and not pictured, but way in the backcourt, Hall and Bohinnick are set up. Relaford misses both. Caleb Hall with the rebound. Caleb Hall out to Relaford. Relaford misses from the 3 for the first time tonight.
And Chris Thompson had that board. Almost fell out of his hands there. And you have to wonder, Jared, would Deshaun Brown would have made that play?
3 by Moomal's no good, and look at Thompson fighting for that board. And timeout, I think, is taken by Fairmont, a 30-second timeout.
Yep, Albright calls one of those. After some stagnant offensive possessions coming out to start this second half, which is rather surprising. They've had a lot of opportunities, and Relaford, with as much efficiency as he's played with, misses 2 free throws, and it's just not like him.
Relaford coming into the game was a 40% free throw shooter.
Well, he's 35 from 3, and we know how that's gone, so
5 of 6 so far tonight.
We'll see how his play develops into this very essential second half. And Jared, I'm very excited for this. They know how important this game weighs. I'm down by 10.
3 games left for the Firebirds, including this one, and 4 games left for the Elks.
Down by 10, up by 10. We're going to see these players play their heart out.
Brian Hall's going to be picked up by Sneed. Hall trying to get some movement between him and Sneed. Hall's going to drive in and fouled Well, I saw one ref put his hand up, and then one called for the charge.
Oh, actually, that might have been a charge. I thought he was moving a little bit, but
maybe if they can rewind it and look at it again.
Very controversial call there.
And I think Blair Albright just got a technical. No, he got a warning.
Oh, another warning. I swore I saw the ref.
I thought he gave him that tee. Let's look at it again. Nah,
that's close.
That's a lot. That's close.
Very controversial call, but
oh, look, here we can rewind it. Look at this again.
Nonetheless, properly called, I believe, by the refs. And oh my goodness, a deep three. Clutch by Matt Pierce. Only down by 7 now. That is 7 straight points the Elks have put forward to begin this second half. In 4 minutes, it is 7-0 Elks. And one of the only switches we've seen from these Elks in the second half is more ball pressure.
Hall drives in, he's fouled. Do they count the shot? They count the shot.
Wow. We just saw a similar shot last game not have the continuation call, Jared.
Snead will be called for his first foul.
So another controversial call. Wow. So there's that deep three you guys didn't see a few seconds ago.
Pierce.
Actually, I think that was the proper call. I just don't know if the one in the JV game was, but that is long gone. 32-22, Firebirds get their first points of the second half. Ryan Hall and one. Matt Pierce drives from the corner. Kicks it to Mumal, kicks it to Snead. He is going to reset.
Gives it down low to G.
That's a travel.
No, they're going to say.
Wow.
They're going to say Thompson pushed him.
Wow, and Jared, 85% of the time, NBA, NCAA, that's a travel.
And they don't call travel in the NBA.
Yeah, and you can't.
He stepped out of bounds too. I mean,
and that's a legal shift.
Yeah, Thompson.
That's a legal shift of momentum, I think.
Thompson was hands up.
Nonetheless, it is over and it is Centerville's ball. So we'll look forward once again.
That's two fouls on Thompson. So big men in trouble for the Firebirds, in foul trouble. Ballard gets the shifty shot to fall.
Ryan Ballard has played his heart out tonight. Seen a lot of him. Very savvy play.
And that's only his 3rd point, surprisingly.
Made a lot of difference outside of the stat sheet, as you see there. That's not going to count as a steal, Jared, but that is a very essential turnover.
Ryan Hall comes away confused.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Cups just has this way of getting back, wiggling his way back into contest.
Marshall drives in, kicks it over to Ballard. Ballard's going to drive in. Euro step through the lane.
Oh my
and you can
God.
count it, and Ballard's going to go to the line for the 3rd point. And Deshaun Brown just picked up his 4th foul.
Ballard get it. Ryan Hall is late to the rotation. Deshaun Brown does not
smacks him over the hand.
One hand's pushing off his body, and one hand is smacking him. Definitely a foul there. Exquisite decision by Ryan Ballard.
That is so heart-wrenching. The senior comes in one play and picks up his 4th foul. He is definitely going to ride the pine for some time here.
Yeah, especially when you know you can. John Brown comes in for one play. Ajay battle down low can end his night. Just one. Oh, Daniel getting kind of a little.
Really, O'Daniel was left out of that second quarter a lot. Gives it out to Bohenick. Bohenick shoots a 3.
That's definitely a foul.
But he was fouled shooting the 3, so Bohenick's going to go to the line.
Snead with a little slap on the elbow, and that was very close, but a foul nonetheless. That'll give Bohenick 3. See, he spots up, holds in the air, and might have, I don't know, that was a questionable call. I think he might have
looked like he
hit his
touched
foot.
The elbow.
Maybe hit his foot, shifted him into midair, something like that.
Bohenick misses the first, though. I mean, this, we're going to say it like the JV game. Firebirds have to hit the free throws here down the stretch.
Not usual by Bohinnick, 73 on the season.
Bohinnick makes the second one.
The Firebirds are 65% from the free throw line on the season. It's pretty solid for the most part.
Bohinnick makes the third one.
And the turned up off-ball pressure of the Elks have made all the difference.
Fairmont is shooting, I mean, they're 4 for 10 from behind or from the free throw line so far in this game.
Wow.
Fairmont forces the turnover.
What about the hustle?
Back. Sneed can't get the easy bucket though.
Ryan Hall, Jason Sneed battling, and Andre O'Daniel draws the foul. I think that'll be on number 13.
If that's on Sneed, that's his third foul.
Yes, that is. You see Ryan Hall corral it, and Jason Sneed corrals it. Then Ryan Hall pokes it away, then Jason Sneed corrals it. Then he misses the layup. What a game, Jared.
And now Sneed, frustrated, goes to the end of the bench, and you're going to see Mitchell check into the game for him.
And I'm ecstatic for this 10.5 minutes of basketball we have ahead of us. This is going to be an all-out battle.
Anthony Johnson's going to bring the ball up the court for the Firebirds. Picked up by Marshall.
Guarded by the intense Ryan Marshall.
Johnson gets a lot of separation.
Johnson, recognizing his size, steps back out.
Kicks it down out to Ryan Hall. And a charge called against Hall. And that'll be Ryan Hall's third foul.
And that's one of the most controversial calls in all of basketball history. As you see Ryan Hall kind of led with the shoulder, could have been called a charge. But Ryan Marshall's clearly moving there.
Well, let's watch.
See Bohinnick dish the Hall. Matt Pierce moving.
That's a bad call there by the refs.
Hall gives him a little hand check, but not enough to knock him down. Matt Pierce definitely sold that, but still a bad call.
And the Oscar goes to
Ryan Ballard.
Excellent acting job there by Matt Pierce.
Trying to find a seam in the defense.
Pierce drives out, kicks it over to Mumal in the corner, and now back to Ballard.
Good decision making by the Elks here.
And Ballard gets it back, cross court to Pierce. Pierce shoots a three, and it's good.
Unselfish basketball by Centerville, just looking for the next outlet.
O'Daniel drives in, kicks
Hall
it
wide
out to
open,
Hall.
and he passes that one up. I was very surprised to see that.
Bohinnick back to Hall, and now look at this. Fairmont's going to reset.
Elks have fought their way back into this game. This 15-5 third quarter has changed the course of this entire contest.
Refs stop play.
See Ryan Ballard looking for that lane, gets it cross court. Matt Pierce bangs the three.
Refs stop play for some reason. Inbound goes to Hall with 1:40 left in the third. And Centerville has fought themselves back into this game. Hall drives in, kicks it over to Bohinnick. Bohinnick shoots a three. His three's no good.
Centerville almost knocks it out of bounds, but good rebound by Ryan Ballard, and he is having himself a game tonight.
Ballard has 6 points.
Marshall's
three, I think that was deflected by O'Daniel.
Offensive rebound, the intensity to bring it back up, and he gets it down by 2. The Elks have fought their way back into this one and aren't going away anytime soon.
This is a 17-5 run in this quarter for the Elks. Hall with the scoop shot, drive goes.
Ryan Marshall, such a big part of their season all year. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists a game. Comes up huge once again.
Marshall drives in, hands it off to Ballard. Ballard's going to drive in. And that's something you don't want to do. Firebirds are great. Marshall shoots a deep three. No good.
Andre O'Daniel fights for the rebound. Great tip.
Rutherford comes up with it. Hall keeps it poked away. Marshall from behind, and they're going to call him for the foul.
That is a controversial call right there. And in this last 10 minutes of the game, this is really a part where every possession matters. Every little shift in momentum, Jared, can be important in the future. Ryan Marshall looked like he had a steal there, but refs called contact.
Here's Hall's drive, scoop shot. Hall gets the ball at half, or Bohinnick gets the ball at half court, sorry. Now gives it off to Hall with 20 seconds left in the quarter.
19.
Hall gets separation on Marshall. And they're going to call Marshall from a push, it looks like.
And that is 3 on Ryan Marshall.
You can see he tried to let up, but his momentum, once Hall stopped, he just kept going.
And that's one of the best players for Black and Gold, Jared. That might be a huge foul right there.
And he's going to come to the bench with 3 fouls. Relaford inbounds it to Thompson, gives it back to Relaford with 14 seconds left in the quarter. Gives it to Hall. 8 seconds left. Hall guarded by Mitchell. Hall kicks it over Bohenick. Bohenick shoots a 3. Bohenick drills the 3.
Centerville, Ryan Ballard gets the shot off.
And hits the top of the backboard. But what about Kellen Bohenick hitting the 3 almost as the buzzer expires?
And after an action-packed third quarter, such a cliche way to end it. And how about the coaching by Brooke Cups?
I mean, you can't emphasize it. Fairmont hit a big 3 to end that quarter, but Centerville at that point was on a 17-7 run. And Firebirds closed out the gap. I mean, they're up 7 going into the final quarter, but at one point it was a 17-2 run for the Elks in that quarter.
That's huge. Closes the gap of 17-10 third quarter, and now they're only down by 7, Jared. That's a couple possessions for these Centerville Elks. And Fairmont needs to play it very cautiously.
And what's going to surprise, what I'm worried about now is how can Centerville, I mean, with their floor general on the court with Ryan Marshall on the bench, how is Centerville going to react for these couple possessions to start the fourth quarter?
I cannot even imagine. They've had an array of tricks up their sleeve this game, Jared. I'm not ruling out anything at this point. But if the Firebirds want to come away victorious, they have to be more organized.
And this down the stretch, entering the fourth quarter, Fairmont's held many leads against the Elks in between here and at Centerville. But the thing is, since Albright's taken over, they're like, Fairmont is 0-12 against the Elks.
Well, they definitely need to keep up their selflessness and keep on trying to get Bohenick open on those spot-up threes. That has worked for them for 3 years now, and I know it's going to keep working.
And a foul the other way, I think. Well, let's see who they call it on.
And that's going to be on Centerville.
Mojai.
That's his second now.
Team 7th.
So lingering ball pressure now for Centerville. Seen this a few times tonight.
Bohenick drives in, kicks it back out to Hall.
Now they're kicking it up in the half court. See everybody on their man.
Thompson sets the screen, gives it to Caleb Hall.
And they get the reset now.
And right now, I mean, on the court, the 3 seniors on the court right now have not left the court yet today or tonight for the Firebirds. Bohenick, Hall, and Relaford have been on the court the entire time.
And they've played with every ounce they have.
Hall drives in, denied by G. Hall almost gets the rebound.
And Mojai, that's the aspect which he dominates the most in.
And they're going to tag Caleb Hall with a reach-in foul there.
Marshall with a 1-1.
Marshall gets the first. Marshall is an 84% free throw shooter, so probably one of the better ones on the team if you want shooting the free throws.
One of the better ones in GWalk. 85% is a tremendous number.
And actually, he is the
shooters.
best on the team.
You see Bohenick bringing it up now.
Bohenick gets the crossover on Ballard. Bohenick, I think that block was blocked. Kicks it over to Marshall in the corner. Marshall drives in, but he's going to kick it out to Sneed in the corner. His 3 is good.
Wonderful job by Ryan Marshall drawing in the defense from the opposing side.
Centerville,
kicking it to the corner.
Centerville has cut the lead down to 2.
And they do it with balanced scoring.
Bohenick drives in, hits the floater, no, but Bohenick will go to the line for 2.
And savvy drive, drawing the foul.
Foul was on Ballard, his first, team's 8th. This is where, if you're the Firebirds, you have to hit these clutch free throws.
Especially right now when the momentum is swinging against them, but Bohenick's shooting 73% on the year. So shouldn't have any worries.
Second one is up and good. Bohenick 2 for 2 from the charity stripe.
And you can see a huge demeanor change from the Elks too. They know they're back in this game. It shows.
Marshall stops, drives, kicks back out to Ballard.
And the corner 3 has really been killing the Firebirds in this second half. Let's see what they do to prevent against it and stop helping so much.
And you got Brown in there with 4 fouls down low on Jai.
And one post matchup could end that.
Marshall drives in. Brown poked it away.
And those 4 fouls are affecting the way Brown plays clearly, Jared. You see him much more hesitant.
The home crowd wanted to travel there. It looked like Sneed drugged the pivot foot, but no call by the refs. And excellent defense so far by the Firebirds. And I think that's going to be number 5 on Brown.
And the seniors' night will end. His last time walking off of Trent Arena.
The final time for Deshaun Brown coming out of his final game at Trent Arena.
It's been an awkward career.
The crowd's going to give him a round of applause as he goes to the end of the bench.
Yeah, all around, he was a huge part of this team this year, Jared. Big part of their interior presence.
5:40 left in the game. Sneed is shooting free throws. He misses the first, and it was a 1-and-1. Bohenick going to run up court quickly. Bohenick's going to drive, kick it out to Caleb Hall for 3. His 3 is halfway down and no good.
Good, strong rebound by Jai.
Kicks it over to Pierce. Pierce is going to drive in, pulls up from the free throw line and hits the floater.
And the wonderful
Centerville calls
fadeaway.
a timeout.
Matt Pierce.
Pierce has 11 points in the game.
It's a dazzling setup on the offensive end. Drives hard. Plant that foot. Step back. Swish. Matt Pierce has been a huge part of this team so far, especially of their efficiency this year. Their leading scorer, 13 points a game, 50%, 48 from 3. So he's definitely going to be a clutch option coming down the stretch for these Elks.
And he's only 2 points away from getting his season average. Pierce has 11 points in the game now. It's going to be Fairmont ball coming out of the Elks timeout. And let's see if Centerville changes their pressure on the inbounds pass there a little bit. They're going to bring Sneed out. They are changing everything up, the Elks are, and now
they're tightening coverage. And you saw Kellen Bohenick waving
Thompson to come in, yeah. And that's really, if you're the Firebirds, that's the best you can do, is let Hall run up the court with us.
The best defender for the Elks, Caleb Mitchell's right there.
Hall kicks it, or Bohenick kicks it back out to Hall with 4:52 left in the game.
Being very patient on the offensive end right now.
Hall pulls up from 3, it's no good, but Hall gets the rebound, gives it over to Bohenick. It's poked out, it's gonna go back to Centerville.
Wow, heads up play there by Ryan Hall.
He pulls up from 3, it looked good.
Bounces off Jai's hands to the Bohenick.
Ooh, that's close there, another close call.
Definitely a heads up play, but there's only so much you can do. Well, we have the monitors, they don't.
Pierce set to inbound, and look, Fairmont's gonna bring pressure and put pressure up on the ball. Well, not that much pressure.
Not Ryan Ballard, at least. He's been one of the X factors to this game.
Yeah,
here.
Ballard, even though he has 6 points, he has
In every asset of the game. He's just been huge in.
Sneed over to Ballard. Gives it down low.
Great drop step by Mo Jai.
Jai with a thunderous dunk. Sneed steals the inbounds pass, and he elbowed Bohenick, it looked like. And that'll be number 4 on Sneed.
Jai with a beautiful drop step a few moments ago. And Sneed with the steal. Not supposed to be that long and that quick.
And Sneed is lucky there that he didn't get called for a flagrant.
Very close call, and Fairmont will have the ball tied. 4 minutes remain to this game, Jared. Biggest 4 minutes of the season for these programs.
Hall drives in, kicks out, gives it to Bohenick. Back to Hall.
We'll see a lot of off-ball screens around number 2.
And a push. And I think that's going to be a foul on Caleb Mitchell. That'll be his first, team's 10th. The biggest free throws of this senior's career right now to break the tie with the Elks. He makes the first.
Ryan Hall, we've talked about it so many times. Such a gigantic part of this Fairmont offense. But shooting 67% from free throw. It was kind of average for high school.
Hall misses the second one. Fairmont holds a 1-point lead with 3:50 left in the game.
You'll see Anthony Johnson guard perhaps Centerville's best player, Ryan Marshall.
Marshall kicks it out to Mumog, down low to Sneed.
And they'll call the foul.
They're going to call it on Bohenick, but Bohenick comes up holding his head like he got hit in the head.
Huh.
That's only Bohenick's second.
Oh, so it was a foul on Bohenick. He hooked him around the hip, and Jai accidentally came with the elbow. So definitely a foul on number 2. Caleb Mitchell gets back in this one.
Jai, a 62% free throw shooter.
And they'll try to rattle him here.
And he makes the first.
Nice arc on that free throw. And let's see if he can best Ryan Hall on the free throw per free throw. And cap this one.
Jai's second one is up and good.
Both fall through, and that's a huge lead for the Elks. First one since the beginning of this game. Andre O'Daniel
kicks it over to Anthony Johnson.
They will be manning this half-court offense, going with an interesting small ball approach here.
And I mean, look at Anthony Johnson. Look at Jai, slap the floor and get ready. I mean, what is going through the freshman point guard's head as he stands and he sees the big menacing 6'9" junior right there looking right back at him?
It has to be at least moderately intimidating. I know I'm intimidated.
I'm intimidated, and we're up on the second level of Trent Arena.
43 to 42. The Elks are up, but the Firebirds are patient.
Fairmont is taking the time that they need.
A lot of clapping, a lot of encouragement now. We're about 2 minutes away from everybody in this arena on their feet, Jared.
2 minutes or maybe about 30 seconds, depending on how much longer they hold on to this ball.
And I've never seen this approach so abundantly from Blair Albright. Usually he is a pedal to the metal type of person.
Yeah, Albright normally, like you said, a run and gun kind of offense, and now he's going to slow it down. He's not going to let Centerville hold on, get the ball that many more chances. And now, I mean, I guess it's a game inside the game. The student section battle's going back at it.
Well, you gotta wonder.
Johnson finally hands it off to Hall with 2 minutes left. Fairmont has held it successfully for 55 seconds. Bohenick on the floor.
I thought that was a moving screen there.
And refs call timeout.
It's an injury timeout, I believe so.
And really, it's between Bohenick and, I think, Mitchell. Let's take a look at that replay.
I think there might be blood. Both guys holding their noses. Oh,
they both kind of just run right face first into each other.
They weren't even looking.
And
that was
Mitchell,
head to head.
Yeah, Mitchell walks away. It looks like Mitchell has a bloody nose.
That had to be painful.
But I mean, Fairmont is in the middle. They have almost held the ball for a minute.
Yeah.
Game time. They got the ball at 2:55 and held it, well, until a minute 58 when the refs called timeout.
Which is interesting because you got to wonder as a high school coach if Cups is thinking that this is a submissive approach from Albright. Like, it's very strategical, but
there's something, I mean, the method to the madness as Fairmont gets the inbound to Ryan Hall.
We've seen a couple games within close possessions in this arena a few times this year, Jared. Hall driving on Mitchell.
Hall
straight up to
Jai.
Opposing side, reverse missed.
Andre O'Daniel with the rebound. Jump ball in favor of Fairmont.
And that's Fairmont's ball once again. Confusing on how they pulled that off, but very bold decision by Ryan Hall. Get past Mitchell and try the reverse.
I like the shot, and Fairmont calls a timeout, a full timeout.
And great hustle by Andre O'Daniel and Ryan Marshall on both teams to fight for that ball. And Fairmont still ends up with possession. That's what's so astounding about all those events is that they still have the ball. So you see Fairmont clearly wants to control time of possession, and that's nothing new.
I mean, we see it all the time for football. I didn't think we'd see it that much for basketball.
Wow, and maybe they just don't want Centerville. I wonder if it's, I wonder what strategy what place of thinking they're coming from. I wonder if it's, they don't think they can hang with Centerville for this long, or
I don't know.
They think they throw off the rhythm, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you would almost assume, after this Firebirds possession, you would almost assume Centerville might come back out and do the same thing on their offensive possession.
It's so intriguing. And you got to think almost everyone in this stadium wants to be in the mind of Blair Albright right now.
Oh, if I can get to him after the game, I'm going to ask him. I mean, what do you hold the ball there for almost a minute and a half for?
What purpose in general? You know, what are you hoping to accomplish by this? Definitely,
they're lucky they had the possession arrow in their favor.
And Kellen Bohenick will have a bandage around his chin.
Inbound pass goes to Hall. Hall's going to drive in. Hall gives it off to Thompson down low, and Thompson puts the Firebirds up one with a minute 30 left.
How about that play from Ryan Hall? Mid-jump, deciding that he should pass it.
He got Jai off in his feet, and he gave it off. Out a dish for the senior.
Fantastic job. He engaged the interest of three different defenders at
Marshall
one time.
drives in, kicks it over. Marshall called for the charge.
Wow, and that's another questionable call on these refs' rap sheet. As I didn't know if that one was a charge, Jared.
Look at this. Watch. Hall, mid-air, gives it off to Thompson.
Well, pump fakes, gets Mitchell, then he hesitates, drives, gets Jai, and then kicks it to Thompson inside.
And look at that. We called him the Charge King earlier. Chris Thompson with the charge.
And not just the charge, the most clutch charge taken of the entire year. They wipe off the floor. When 22's in, Jared, you know you're going to see bodies flying.
That is fourth foul on Ryan Marshall.
And I definitely changed my perspective after the replay. It was a charge. He was clearly set. Great fundamentals.
I mean, here, we'll look at it one more time. Watch
Thompson.
Thompson, 22 there. Comes off of the screen from Jai.
He just shifts into position.
And
barely.
Fairmont got long inbound pass to Ryan Hall up court. Hall doesn't get the shot to fall. And it's going to go back to the Elks with a minute 10.
And how about the defense there by, I believe, Matt Pierce?
It was between Pierce and Snead, it looked like. I mean, I like that. I mean, Centerville setting up for the close inbound pass, and you launch it.
Great play by Fairmont, but definitely wanted to have more urgency in that layup. They just caught up to Ryan Hall.
The ball held too much into the air, and somebody calls a timeout. I did not see who it is. Centerville.
I believe that's Cups. Yeah, he will call a timeout here.
A full one.
And down by 1, Jared. This is a nail biter. This is exactly what you see in your brain when you see Fairmont and Centerville. For years, these teams have battled. Maybe some being more superior than the other, but it's years like these that we really, really cherish this rivalry.
I mean, the last 3 games we've done in this rivalry. I mean, we did the first game between these two earlier. Ryan Hall had a chance to win the game on a fadeaway 3 and missed it. He was off by a few inches. And then to end the season last year between these two at Centerville, Centerville came out and shot everything with success and everything. Fairmont was dead in the water. They were down almost 17 at halftime, and Fairmont came back, and Hall had another chance to win that game. These two put on instant classics all the time, and
we have another one in store tonight.
I know the records don't show it by each team. I mean, there are 4 losses. I think it's 4 or 5 losses for Centerville and 5 losses for the Firebirds. But I mean, when the state does these rankings, the state doesn't know how hard these teams play against each other in the Dayton area, and that's why there's not a lot of Dayton teams represented in the top 10 of the state. If you put this in the top 10, this is probably the top 10 game of the year in the state right now.
Tremendous display of skill tonight on Ryan Ballard. And we'll see how clutch Centerville can come up in these key possessions. You know Cups is going to pull something out of his pocket here. But I'll stand up too, Jared.
Marshall kicks it over to Ballard. Down low to Sneed. Sneed drives, pulls up. Sneed hits it.
Wonderful, graceful floater by Jason Sneed over Kellen Bohinnick. Gets him off balance. And there's one of the X factors I talked about at the beginning of the game, Jared. He's such an elusive athlete.
Timeout called by Centerville. 45-44 lead the Elks.
So he gets baseline. Hesitates a little bit. Just sinks it in.
All right, now let's go inside the Fairmont huddle. What do you do if you're the Firebirds? Do you hold for the last shot? Do you attack it? I mean, right now, if you get any contact, you're shooting 2 free throws.
And I'm going to try to hold it for the last shot and then make it think like it's a Ryan Hall ISO, drive to the left, have Chris Thompson on top of the key, bringing Kellen Bohinnick around, spot up 3 right there. That's what I'm thinking for the last play, Jared, assuming that they'll have the last shot.
42.6 seconds left in our MVCC game of the week. Bohinnick set to inbound the ball for the Firebirds.
And the entire arena engaged now. 40 seconds left in this showdown.
O'Daniel, surprisingly, is going to bring the ball up the court.
Ryan Marshall, feisty perimeter defender.
Gives it off to Bohinnick. Bohinnick's going to drive in. Kicks it over to Rutherford. 27 seconds left in the game. Gives the ball to Hall.
Centerville toning it up now with on-ball pressure. Ryan Hall.
20 seconds left. Fairmont's going to put their trust in the senior, and Fairmont Albright's going to call a timeout with 16 seconds left in the game.
And I think that was the plan, Jared. See what they give you for about 20 seconds and then reestablish the plan.
So with 16 seconds left, do you still go with the same play you just drew up?
Same exact play, Jared. No change at all. Especially now that they're coming with more on-ball pressure. I say Ryan Hall puts a couple ISO moves, does a step back, behind the back something, gets a pump fake, it gets the defense on edge. And so then that allows Kellen Bohinnick come slip around the off-ball screen, not really being paid attention to. So we'll see how this one pans out. They might just go with the classic Hall ISO, but as you just noted,
we haven't seen one of the bread and butters, the backdoor cut between one of these two. I have not seen it all game yet.
Well, a backdoor cut is almost always ideal when you talk about a last-second bucket, Jared. But in realization, teams prepare for that a lot in practice. They prepare for these type of situations.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can prepare for it all you want. Practice is different than game time, game-winning shot and all that. And really, I think Centerville's lucky that the ball's inbound at a half court, because how many times have we seen lob passes to Ryan Hall on the inbounds for a thunderous dunk or alley-oop?
I don't know. I can't count them, Jared, but
here we go. 16 seconds left in the game. Everybody is on their feet here at Trent.
After the timeout, the energy instantly instilled.
Ryan Hall gets the inbounds. 12 seconds left in the game. Hall's going to drive up, kick it to Bohinnick. He's going to shoot the 3. Bohinnick was fouled shooting the 3!
Jared.
No, the refs wave off the shot in the far corner.
Oh my God! Is that a moving screen?
The refs call for a moving screen on the Firebirds.
This is outrageous. Kellen Bohinnick's 3 does not count. Centerville has the lead and Fairmont has to foul.
9.4 seconds left. Centerville has to get the ball in.
And Cups will call an expected timeout.
No, they call a foul. They called a foul on O'Daniel.
What?
I think O'Daniel went over the inbounder like that. He put his hands over the line.
Well, at least you saved time, Jared.
Yeah, even if Marshall makes both of these, it's still a one-possession game.
Still a one-possession game with some of the best three-point shooters out there in GWAC. Kellen Bohinnick might be one of the best three-point shooters ever to play for Fairmont, and he's playing his last game in
Marshall
Arena.
misses the first one. The 80% free throw shooter misses the first one of the 2.
And he's one of the best free throw shooters in GWAC. A lucky series of events for Fairmont. Let's see about the second, Jared.
Marshall makes the second. 46-44 lead to Elks.
See what
9 seconds left. Hall corrals it. Hall drives in. Hall gives it to Thompson from the D9. Bohinnick gets the shot off, and he misses it.
Oh, my goodness.
Centerville wins a thriller in Kettering. 46-44 is the final, and the refs run off the court, and the Firebirds are stunned here on senior night.
What an amazing performance by both squads here, Jared.
The utter disbelief on Hall as he is corralled by his teammates at midcourt.
And Mo Jai fitting with the game-clinching block.
It's going to be iconic. Brooks Cups just won his 300th game at Centerville. The coach just wins its 300th game. Centerville's girls coach just won their 300th game earlier this week. So congratulations to Coach Cups on his 300th win.
And congratulations to Centerville as a prestigious program in Hull.
Yeah, Centerville holds on to win the thriller, 46-44. A lot of emotions here on senior night. But that one of the best exciting additions in our game of the week so far this year. And believe it or not, we still got one more. Next Friday, we're going to cover the Pirates senior night, West Carrollton versus Stebbins. So for another exciting edition of MVCC Game of the Week, Jared Bergstrom and Jeff Allen and the rest of the Miami Valley Communications crew.
Woo, that's all, folks.